hope all is well. This one is going to be a little different. This is more so like a rant, but also probably a slap in the face. Let me explain. Here's the thing. One of the things that I normally don't talk about is water. I really don't talk about water whatsoever when it comes to coffee, because I went down that rabbit hole years ago of trying to make sure that the water was consistent and all that stuff. I bought these third wave packages and everything, and after a while I just stopped giving a shit. Truthfully, I really stopped giving a shit. So I stopped caring. I use the water that comes out of my fridge that has a filter and uses the local water here in Texas. That's, since you are hopefully enjoying the video, if you like, subscribe. The way I drink my coffee, I've been able to get decent tasting cups of coffee. But as you have noticed, and probably you go through this too, to where it gets kind of crazy when you go really deep into the rabbit hole of like making sure everything gets consistent with coffee. My biggest thing right now is that if I have to do a lot of work in order for this coffee to taste great, I think there's an issue there. So that's what I feel about the whole water thing, about making sure that you use the best water that you can and all that stuff when you're making coffee. 98% blah, 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 blah. We know that. But I think I'm perfectly fine with just drinking the coffee the way it comes out from the filtered from my fridge. And you probably do the same thing. So again, I may get slapped in the face when we do this, but I am going to test out that theory right now. I'm not just gonna be talking blah, 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 blah. We're gonna see if it actually still holds true, at least right now. Okay, so what's in front of you right now, as you can see, is coffee, right? I use a Hario V60. I use a Kalita Wave filter, but they're different in the case of, this is a 1:16 ratio. And they're different in the case because of the water that I actually use. On my right, your left, this is just from the filter fridge water. On my left, your right, this is the third wave water that uses distilled water, okay? Same thing pretty much. They're very close to the way I brewed them. 20 grams in, 30-second bloom, 60, another 40 grams in, another 40 grams in, and then finish it off with 60 grams to get us a 1:16 ratio of coffee. This is 10 grams of coffee, okay? So everything is the same. Same coffee and all that stuff. So really what I'm trying to get at is seeing if I do taste a big drastic difference in the regular filter way that I normally drink my coffee, or the third wave water mix coffee, because theoretically it should be better, right? But let's just see how much better. So the first thing we're gonna do is clean our palates, drink some water, and we're gonna drink the regular way I usually normally do. So let's taste it. Cheers. And the coffee is the same. Okay. It's okay. I wish the flavors would come out a little bit more, but it's just kind of okay. All right, this is the filtered version, third wave coffee water mixture, minerals and all that with distilled water. Okay, so here we go. Here is the third wave. Let's see if we can taste the difference, okay? Shit. It's more pronounced. I taste more of the acidity coming through. It is a livelier cup. It is. All right, let's go back to the other one. Still, it's not as inviting. There's some acidity, but it's not as pronounced as the third wave water one. Let's continue to drink. It's better. Even though it's more acidity coming through on this cup, I'm sure I can dial that in and all that good stuff. But from the very get-go, this coffee is not as, the regular coffee is not as good as the third wave water. I can't believe I'm saying this. Wow. That's interesting. Think about it. So you bought a bag of coffee, you roasted a bag of coffee in my case, and you do all the parameters, all the recipes, all the rituals that you do in order to make your cup of coffee. And essentially the only thing that you have changed is the water. third wave water or whatever water system that you're using, and it totally enhances the coffee. I wouldn't say goggles on the coffee or anything like that. If you understand what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't understand what I'm saying. It makes the coffee a lot better. So a lot of times when we beat up on a coffee, at least I do, I don't know if you go through the same thing too, is that we think it's the coffee. But it's kind of interesting now that I'm having this type of self-reflection on water and how important it is that I've probably been missing out on some of the coffees that I have been, even the ones that I have been enjoying, it could have been even better with this water. But tell you the truth, this shit is expensive. Do we save these type of packages for that special coffee? Do we use these packages every day just because that's just the price that we pay for this whole specialty coffee thing or coffee in general? I'm curious to see how much of an enhancement it will make actually on a Mr. Coffee machine. But this is blowing my mind. Coming back to this, revisited and all that good stuff. I can finish this. There is some work that I would like to do with this recipe, but it enhances the coffee even more so. And it's interesting, I'm saying this because, I will fool around with grinders. I will fool around with papers. And of course, I'll get the best coffee that makes sense for that time and everything, right? But those are some of the things that I do. And I don't know if you go through that too, to the point to where it's like, wait, we're forgetting a big piece of it, which is the water. And yeah, I was making fun of that whole bullshit everybody says, but this is really interesting. This is not planned. This is not rehearsed or anything. I just wanted to try this, get my first take on this, because I haven't done this in a long time. And this is a regular one again. Let's just taste it again. Yeah, it's dull. There's some acidity coming through, but it's very dull. It's not like as inviting as you would want a coffee to be. Here's the third wave water one. Wow. It's a pleasant acidity on it too. It's really good. That's remarkable. Same coffee, same recipe. Only thing changed was the third wave water versus the regular water. Pie in my face, right? This is kind of crazy. Don't know what to say about that, but I'll probably get a package, third wave water package. I'm sure they made it better. This is like 3 or 4 years old. Since I've gotten these packages, I just gave up on them. Probably I should get some more. Probably I will implement it from time to time in my arsenal, especially when I feel the coffee should be a lot better. I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I don't know what to say about that. If you are a black coffee drinker, definitely go out and explore these packages. I come back and realize as I'm talking right now is that there's something to it. I don't need to know the makeup or the chemistry or the way they go about making these packages. It doesn't matter. It works. It actually does enhance the coffee. And if we're in the ball game of just trying to get the best tasting coffee as much as we can, that's the only thing that matters, Yes, it is expensive, but we're paying $20+ a bag of coffee. If we're paying for gadgets, we're paying for filters, I think we can probably find a way to implement these packages in our arsenal when we are actually drinking our cup of coffee. Again, I don't know how it will look for me in the future, how I will actually implement it, but I'm going to explore it a little bit more. I may actually get another kettle just to keep them separate. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Probably you have some ideas of the way you go about actually using these packages, because this shit is tasty. And I would have totally just said it's the coffee, it's my roasting. It's the way I go about it. Gives it a better playing field. It enhances it in a way to where I don't know really what it does, but puts the stuff in there in a right way to where I can enjoy my cup of coffee. And then I can explore it even more so I can play around with different scenarios and whatnot and everything. But I know that for the most part, it brings the best out of the coffee. So that's me, pie in the face. Okie at Everyday Bean signing out. Let me know what you think about this. If you've gone through this whole scenario, if you've gotten the packages, or if you were ever on the fence about all this stuff, let me know. But this is me just being honest about the stuff that I'm tasting, what I'm realizing now, and how I'm going to implement it within my whole coffee chain arsenal way of making coffee. So this is me signing out. Bye.